Hi guys, so this video will be a quick one. I'm going to quickly cover why we should avoid while loops in Cypress. What is the issue that you will run into? So let's just have a variable, make it to false, right? And I'm going to check while the variable is not found. Now inside my while loop, I'm going to use Cypress command. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my last name. So over here we already have the code. Let's just copy it. I'm getting my last name, and let's say dot after you get it, you have to let's just catch this element, and then with this element, quickly guys, I'm just going to use the Cypress jQuery method, Cypress dot dollar yearly. This one I'm going to explain in a separate video. What do you mean by this? So just bear with me for some time just to demonstrate this while loop. So I am going to get the attribute. So we have attr function class. What I'm basically doing is I'm just getting the class attribute of this element, which is last name, and I will store it in, let's say, in property class prop equal to, what I'm going to do here is over here I'm just going to check, let me just check anything, if class prop dot includes, so this is normal JavaScript method, includes string method, let's say random, give it anything, right? Then return false, right? Else return true. Save it. I think that's pretty much. Then I just run it. So if you see guys, if it has started test 2, but it will never end test 2. Now the reason for this, we'll come back to this later. So let's just see what we have done. Now I had a variable declared to false. So now it comes inside while loop. So guys, what Cypress does is, as explained in my previous video also, so it enqueues the commands, right? It never executes them immediately. So it doesn't works like this way, like in JavaScript, like it encounters a command and then immediately starts it executing that. Right? That will never happen. Okay, let's come again. So what I did here, guys, I just had a variable found equal to false, and while it is not found, I am just executing this line of code, right? So not executing now. So now there is a catch. Cypress never executes commands immediately, right? It is not synchronous, right? So JavaScript, right, as you see, it executes from top to bottom. As soon as it encounters the line, it executes that. If it is a synchronous code, but asynchronous codes, like they are always stored in the memory first. So Cypress, what it does is it stores this thing in a memory, right? So what we are doing is we are saying go inside it and store this in a memory, and Cypress says okay, I'll store this in a memory, and then it again comes back, it again stores it in the memory, because found has never changed the value. Why it has never changed the value? Because this line of code never executed. Now Cypress is just enqueuing all the commands, right? So that is how Cypress works. It never executes immediately. It first takes entire bulk of code, right, enqueues it, and then it executes in linear manner, right? So that is the main reason, because it is never executed. This line of code is never executed. So found value has never changed, and it goes into indefinite loop. It will never end, guys. So I just have to close this now. Okay, so that is the drawback of while, and you cannot have Cypress commands inside a while loop. There are different ways to handle this, right? So what basically I was doing over here, right? I was just checking a class property, right? If it contains something, so rather I can just change my use case. I don't need a while loop, right? Why do I need a while loop for this? If I have to check a class property, I would just print it or report it. Okay, and if you have to store it, you can store it as alias and use it later. So like aliases I have covered in my aliases video. So there could be other ways to handle that, but while is definitely not the right approach. And especially Sci commands, once goes into while, it will never come out because it never executes. So that is all, guys, a short video for why you should avoid while. Hope it has clarified it. But if you need a much simpler example, then let me know. And if any further details are required, leave your comments. I will be glad to make another detailed video on this. Do like and subscribe, guys. Thank you.